My name is Youssef, International Relations Counselor from Surat University, a public university located in New York. And with me today is my colleague Rashad.
Hello, how are you?
There you go, Rashad.
Hi, I'm Rashad from Western State University. We are in Kansas City, in the state of Missouri. And so we are going to just be kind of informally talking to you about writing an essay or personal statement. So one of the things that I want everyone to keep in mind is to ask questions. We definitely want this to be interactive. If you have any other questions about anything, or if we say something that you don't necessarily completely understand, we are here for you to make sure that it is understood. So if there's maybe a little bit more deeper learning or you don't really understand, just let us know. But definitely do not hesitate to ask any questions.
Yeah, so we want to make it as interactive as possible. You guys hear us, right? So we're very much interested in you guys, in your whatever you have in terms of academics. That's why we chose to come all the way here upstairs, closer to you than staying right there. Okay, so today we're, as you guys know, but before we go ahead, actually, I want to know, raise your hand if you're a grade 10. Grade 11? Parents? We have some parents here? Hi. Kindergarten? No? Okay. So today is about personal statements and essays. So you all know what does that mean, but what is probably difficult is what is the difference between essay and personal statement. Do you guys know what is the difference between the two of these? Raise your hand if you don't know. Oh, then I'm gonna pick up one person to tell me.
There's one over here.
Okay. Sweet. Okay, so it's like applying to jobs. Personal statements, you have to write like this kind of cover letter, talking about you, why you are the right person for this job. That's exactly what personal statements mean. It's all about you, personal qualifications, and your. Please come over here. And while for essays, there is a particular topic that you have to stick to when applying to universities.
All right, so when we talk about either your personal statement or your essay, everything that we're going to be talking about here is we want you guys to think about being able to sell yourself. All right, you guys know what I mean by selling yourself. All right, so when you sell yourself, you're going to want to illustrate to the school that you're applying to for admissions, whether it be graduate or undergraduate, or for like scholarships. So the school wants to know why is it that we should give admission to you, a scholarship to you, a graduate assistantship to you. So in addition to your grades that you got either in college if you're a graduate student, or in high school if you're looking to go to your first bachelor's degree, we want to know not only those grades, how well you did, even your extracurricular activities, but why should that college pick you? All right. So when we start thinking about that, you're going to have to really sell yourself. Don't be shy about saying that I had good grades, or I scored, or I won this championship, whether it was like in debate club, or that you, maybe even athletics, or that you did like a great research assignment that you're very proud of. Those are all things that us as colleges want to know. All right, so don't be shy at all. Us coming from the U.S., like we kind of have like the reputation of being not very shy about talking about like how cool we are or what we did or whatever it is. So we want you, since you are coming to American schools, you have to kind of make sure that you are not being very shy about it in the same way as we are. are not shy. All right, so do not be bashful about being able to talk about your strengths, your skills, and then also your personal statement and your essay is an opportunity for you to show your writing skills, your creativity as well.
Yeah, so even terminology used by different colleges and universities could be very confusing to you as future students.
So as I said, even terminologies used by different colleges and universities that you will be applying to can actually make that very confusing to you. So what you should keep in mind is some universities may actually use a term that's like a personal statement or college essay prompt, and some supplementary essays or personal statements. So even though that you have to write an essay or personal statement, there might be additional ones that you have to do to go through as well. Especially for my university, for example, we do have different programs, also different scholarships that you apply for. Some of these scholarships and programs, for example, if you want to be a scholar or an honor student in one of our programs, we do require you to send us write an essay telling us why you deserve to be in that program. So again, so it's all about you. And then also for scholarships, for example, just to give you one simple example, all of us, we do have scholarships. We do ask you, there are certain scholarships we would ask you to write us an essay about leadership. So it's about you, but we want to focus more on leadership skills that you probably possess. And if you do possess them, talk about them, describe them, and convince us that you are the right person for that. So keep that in mind. It's very, very important. Then, has anyone here been, been in an experience where he has to write or she has to write an essay for a program, or like whether you're in high school, to join a club or something? Nope. Good. Yes. Good. What was that? If you could like. Community club? Okay.
Committee?
Debating.
Oh, debating.
Oh, debating.
Nice. Yeah. So, speaking of that, as well as very important when you apply to scholarships, to mention that in your essay also, and tell us where you're from.
Okay, so getting into this here as far as your personal statement. Well, remember I was telling you guys about like your opportunity to showcase your writing skills. It also goes into your insight into your personality. So one of the things I always like to keep in mind to remind you guys about, it's very easy to forget. You are the only person that's ever had your skill sets. All right? You're the only person that's ever going to have the skill set that you have. So that makes you, as individuals, very unique. All right? A lot of times it's really easy. You wake up in the morning, you see the same person. You know, it's kind of like, oh, you again. All right? So, but with that in mind, it's very important to remember, like, what you bring to the table is extremely important. And the potential that you have is equally important. All right? So don't discount your skills and attributes. All right? So, so when we talk about your personality, those are some of the things that we want to talk about. Or that you want to talk about in your personal statement. What's your history? Any extenuating circumstances? Like, you know, for me, I was really, really bad at like chemistry, like sciences and stuff like that. Or maybe I had a bad grade and I missed a test because like of a personal illness, or I got sick or something like that. So when we talk about like the explanation of extenuating circumstances, that's what we mean. All right. So if you had some issue that you didn't get a good grade, or that maybe you didn't get the grade that you wanted, then that's your opportunity to illustrate why you got that grade is here in your personal statement. Okay. And then lastly, colleges generally like to know like what your reasoning is for applying to the school. All right. Sometimes. It may be like they have a program that you want. It might be the scholarship that you want. Those are easy ones, all right? So you could say that, you know, oh, well, Stony Brook had a biology degree, and that's why I applied. You think that's going to do it? Probably not, right? So you want to clearly articulate why you're applying to that school. Sometimes that might involve you doing your own research into that school to figure out what the school offers. It might be clubs, organizations, like your debate club. It might be also like the school's mission. So every school, my school and his, has a mission statement. And so that mission statement gives not only students, but staff and people around the community an idea of why that school, what that school sees as their mission to educate students and serve the community. So that's just one thing that you can do to prepare yourself to be able to write this personal statement. But as a way of kind of wrapping the entire thing up, you want to, like I said, very, very clearly talk about your skills, your attributes, your personal experiences, and be very frank about it. All right, don't be shy about it at all. All right, so that's pretty much like what we would start talking about as far as the personal statement, and then we're going to move on to like the essay portion. You want to say anything?
Yeah, it's good. Actually, Rashad mentioned a very important
term there about circumstances and stuff. So that's, we do care about your personal circumstances. If you have anything to share that could actually help out in your application process, in your application to our institutions. That's very important for us. One thing we do ask students to keep in mind and avoid is, for example, if you're doing the same personal statement or the same personal, exactly the same essay for all your universities, just make sure you don't keep the name of his university. You can send it to me. So we do get a lot of essays with this state. So you're applying to me, apply to us, and make sure that you have our university's name mentioned, and not another university to apply to. So essays, as we said, essays mostly it's about the topic that you have to stick to, in addition to the personal statement. So you have to tell us, for example, we mentioned earlier the leadership. There's an essay that you have to write about leadership, stick to leadership, and tell us about your favorite colors and other stuff. Just to mention also writing skills. A lot of us, when applying, and I've been through this, I'm sure Rashad as well, when writing essays or applying to universities, so we don't do grammatical mistakes. So it is our chance to show off our writing skills. We can be creative. It's very important to be creative when writing essays as well, but you don't really have to be Shakespeare or show us that you are Paulo Coelho when writing those essays. To be simple, mention few, don't be extreme in using terminologies, new vocabularies and stuff. We do read your essays, we care because we want to know about you, but you don't have to be, as I said, if that's writer or journalist doing so.
Okay, so as far as just like the writing skills, many of us have definitely written your different papers, essays, things like that, obviously, right? You know? So I'm guilty of it as well. Like I'll write something and it looks nice, I proofread it myself, it looks perfect, and then I turn it in and I get it back and there's like all kinds of grammatical errors that I missed, right? That's happened to you too, right? I'm not the only one, right? So, yeah, so we all have, all right? So when you're writing your essay, it's the same exact thing. Obviously you want to do your proofreading, but give your essay to someone else. Let your mom read it, your dad read it, your best friend, a coach, or just anyone that you trust that has that you see as like a good writer. All right. So if you see like I know that he's like a terrible writer, I'm not gonna give my essay to him to read. All right. So give it to someone that you think is reputable, someone that you respect. It could be a teacher, obviously, but you give it to them, let them proofread it. Then you rewrite it, and then give it back to someone else. all right? Because one person might take under consideration like grammatical errors, like you didn't dot your I, or there was a semicolon, or whatever it is. But another person might talk about, or more be focused on your grammar, your sentence structure. And both of those things are equally important. All right, so definitely give your personal statement, your essay, to several different people, and then do your own editing. All right. So one thing I always like to tell people: don't rewrite it to the portion that you rewrite or you edit the soul of your paper out of it. All right. We want to know again what's special about you, what makes you tick, and what you also bring to the table. So don't overthink it to the portion of you take out the creativity. We want to see that.
I took here something.
There probably be some examples that I would share with you in terms of like what you need to write in terms of personal statement or an essay when you apply to universities. Just one example that you will find in the common applications that you have to fill out. One essay question would here, some students have background, identity, interest, or talent that is so meaningful, they believe their application would be incomplete without it. If this sounds like you, then please share your story. Another example is discuss an accomplishment, event, or something that sparked a period of personal growth and new understanding of yourself or others. If that's like you, also share with us your story. Another one which I took from a university in California, it says every person has a creative side and it can be expressed in many ways. Problem solving, original and innovative thinking, and artistically, to name a few. Describe how you express your creative side. So it's all about you, of course, but they're all like put in a different format that would probably like scare you, but it's not. So use the tips that we have both shared with you today. There are also other tips that I would love to share with you before we go to the Q&As. These tips, things that you have to avoid when writing a personal statement or an essay. Do not write like a journalist, narrator, reporting on a topic or event. Personalize it. So make it coming from yourself. Don't use rude language or inappropriate topics. Don't be fake. Be very honest, as we said before. Don't be arrogant, inauthentic. Do not rely on words you looked up in the best dictionaries to try to impress the reader.
We know the difference. Trust
Yes.
me. We know the difference between like regular conversational English and you putting like some crazy word on your application. We do. No.
And that's why we ask for your
Yes.
TOEFL scores and also SAT scores in English. Also, do not repeat other parts that you have mentioned in your application, such as your resume or activities list. Do not write about something you think sounds impressive or you think we want to hear about. Choose something truly important to you. Don't miss this opportunity to express your individuality. That stands out. What stands out in terms of personality as a candidate. And writing a detailed story without saying anything about yourself. Avoid that. These are the tips that we're able to put together for you. Do you guys have any questions?